So, one special population that we have read about and reviewed in class is juveniles. First off, a juvenile is defined in law related terms as a person below the age of 18 and cannot be tried as an adult. Social workers play a huge role in promoting social change among this special population. Today, social workers serve as youth justice nonprofit leaders, advocates, and juvenile justice agency leaders. One negative aspect of a social worker working with juveniles would be that juvenile offenders tend to struggle with cooperation more than adults. The main purpose of the juvenile justice system should be to enable them not to reoffend, but kids are less likely to learn from their mistakes and often require more training than adults. It's hard to get juveniles to open up to people, especially strangers. Sometimes juvenile clients are too afraid to admit to what they did, even if they're caught. Sometimes they'll admit to the crime, but won't give much detail as to why they did or even understand why it was wrong. Researchers found that youth who were assigned a social worker were nearly 3 times more likely to receive an alternative to detention than those without a social worker. Another negative would be that there's a lot of challenges for social workers to give mental health services to juveniles who have been incarcerated for drug use. At this age, young people require mental health treatment, but many juveniles who have been incarcerated are not receiving the proper services. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, in 2014, approximately 50,000 juveniles that were arrested suffered from some type of mental health problem. A lot of these people were drug users, which clearly can create a widespread of mental problems. It's hard for social workers to help deliver or refer them to the type of treatment they need because mental health services in the juvenile justice system are overlooked in the correctional facility. I'd figure that prioritizing their mental health would be much more effective towards making sure they don't reoffend, rather than locking them up in solitary confinement and being completely abandoned. One positive aspect of working with juveniles is getting to play a vital role in keeping youth out of the adult criminal justice system. Social workers in a juvenile court get the opportunity to present their case for why the juvenile that committed the crime shouldn't be waived to an adult court, but instead receive alternative treatment. I don't believe representing juveniles would necessarily be easier, but in my opinion, it would be easier to help convince the court to make sure your client receives fair treatment because children seem much easier to defend than adults. Juveniles who commit crimes often have many excuses for why they've committed the act. A lot of times they come from situations where they face poverty, drug addiction, and parents with issues, or sometimes no parents at all. Children's brains aren't even close to fully developing and are always given more leeway than anyone else. The last pro that I will mention is that social workers working with the juveniles are becoming more and more valuable. Juveniles are people that still have hope and have time to change their lives around, and social workers, not law enforcers, are the most equipped to give them a chance. There's a wide range of duties that these workers are involved with, including assisting children during police questioning, finding the right treatment and programs, testifying on behalf of the client, and working and supporting the client's family, as well as many other important responsibilities.